Why, hello there, Internet. My name is Jimothy Jams, and today is a first for the channel. Because today I'm doing a motherfucking video game review. Woo! Very hype. Very fucking hype indeed. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing one of these videos. It's not like this channel is suddenly a video game review channel. But I figure I'll do the odd review, once I've played something or watched something or just consumed some fucking media product that I enjoy enough that I'm like, yeah, this was alright. Yeah, I'll do a review for it. Or if I just can't think of any ideas for fucking content. So with that being said, we're just gonna get right into it. And the game I'm reviewing today is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Kakarot. It's fuck Goku. It's Dragon Ball Z Goku. That's 100% the name of the game. Look, fuck, wrong way. No, also wrong way. Wherever I'm fucking this way, where I'm pointing right this fucking second. Yeah, this right here, this spot where my finger is. This is where and you can clearly see it's called Dragon Ball Z Goku. So in a nutshell, the game is pretty much a Dragon Ball Z RPG. And it goes from the Saiyan saga to the Buu saga. It's literally just the same story you play in any Dragon Ball game. It's the story from the anime. The two DLCs cover the first two arcs of Super, the one where Goku fights Beerus, and the second one with Golden Frieza, where my boy Vegeta gets fucking robbed and by fucking Toriyama, and he just doesn't get his win, even though he fucking got that win. He beat Frieza. I don't care what anyone says. Goku did not beat fucking Vegeta beat Frieza. He just got the plot fucked him, like it always does. My poor boy. But yeah, it's it always disappoints me when when a game will just sort of make you play through the story of like the show or the movie or like whatever it's based on. Because it's like part of me is like, oh, I've seen this before. I know what happens. I'd like something new. But it's a Dragon Ball game, so it's you must be sort of used to it at this point. So like it doesn't really need to reinvent the wheel. Although I would like to see something more original from like the Dragon Ball franchise in terms of games and shit. And now I forgot to mention that there's the third DLC that covers the history of Trunks thing. Just before the Android saga. I want to start with covering the base game. Like without the DLC, I'll talk about that at the end. But in terms of the base game, I enjoyed this game, but it's very mediocre in some aspects of it. So it's an open world game. And it doesn't really need to be an open world game because the open world aspect is one of those mediocre aspects of it. Pretty much all you do is you fly around to different like missions or whatever, and you pretty much just collect Z orbs and which are used to upgrade your character's skill tree, and you fly and get ingredients to to make food, which gives you stat bush. Yeah, it gives you stat bonuses for your characters. But yeah, it's pretty. There's nothing much to do in the open world. What is nice is there's like Goku can like fly in three different ways. There's like the normal flying, which is the fastest, and that's mostly what you use. But you can call in the flying Nimbus, which is a nice little reference, and I enjoy that, and it's kind of cool to see Goku just chilling on it. And also the Pai Pillar, which I never watched. Oh, I did watch OG Dragon Ball when Goku was a kid, but I didn't. I don't remember it as much as I remember Dragon Ball Z. But there's this another reference from OG Dragon Ball is the Pai Pillar, which is a little mini game for like traveling where Goku just kind of has like a pillar and he like fucking yeets it, and then he jumps on it and you like fly it until it falls into the ground, and you can like fly further if you catch air currents and stuff, which are fun. And like, see, these two things, they're like nice little additions. I'm glad they're there, but you mostly they're slow. You mostly just end up flying everywhere. Other than that, there's also fucking side activities, which they're not really like fun to do. I would like they I don't know, it depends, maybe it's just me, but I mean there's not enough that I don't do them in like the I'm mostly just like flying to like missions or doing side quests and stuff, because pretty much you can like the activities are like things like fishing, which is boring. There's like these races with vehicles. What else? But in general, it's very I don't know, lackluster. And then which brings us to the side quests. Yeah, these are horrible. If you've played Spider-Man PS4, it's a lot like the side quests. My first big issue with them is they're not voiced at all. They're not no voice acting for the side quests. I mean, there is technically, but the voice acting basically amounts to you'll read the dialogue and the character will be like, yes, okay, yo, just like little sound bites. Understood. That I don't know, if you're gonna not have voice acting, then don't have any voice acting. But like I don't know, it just seems lazy. I don't also that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I don't like when side quests aren't voice acted, because it immediately makes me not care about them. And I mean, from smaller studios, I can kind of understand it, because voice acting costs money, obviously, and it is a trope. Like it's not like Kakarot is the only game that fucking does it. It's it's been a thing for a lot, and I hate it in every game that does it. But yeah, pretty much. I don't understand how like a big sort of company like Bandai Namco can't afford to get voice acting for a Dragon Ball Z game, right? Like it's only the cutscenes and the main dialogue of the main story that's voiced. But I mean, if that's the case, then why even have side quests if like you're not going to put effort into them, right? Like why have an open world if you're not going to put effort into it? Because like these are like the bad parts of the game. And the side quests, they're very boring. They're not very interesting, or very like you don't. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but when I'm like playing in side quests, I'm just like skipping through the dialogue so I can like get it done. What is nice about side quests is like you do see some like old classic characters like Android 8 or Nam or Assassin Tao. And like Master Shen from like OG Dragon Ball, but because they're not voiced, I don't really care. And pretty much the side quests only really ever amount to shit like, oh, go fetch me some ingredients. Oh, go fight some fucking generic enemies like Cybermen or Freezer Force Oaks, or like just these fucking robot people that like very uninspired. It's pretty much very like phoning it in type of content. But yeah, that's like mostly the sort of like my main issues with the game. So now I'm gonna move on to what I like about the game, which is the one thing that sort of keeps me playing. It is the fucking combat. I feel like the combat in this game has really nailed what a Dragon Ball Z fight should feel like. You've got like you've got your attacks, and the dodge is cool because it's like that little sort of, I don't know how to describe it, like that instant transmission sort of disappear reappear type thing, which I dig. The super attacks are cool. They feel fun to use. And like obviously because you can upgrade them. So like the Spirit Bomb, for example, starts kind of small, but after a while, like it gets pretty big. And it really sort of like makes me appreciate what it was like how it feels like in the anime, because the Spirit Bomb's kind of a useless attack. It only ever really put away Boo at the end of Dragon Ball Z's sort of story, but everyone else like Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, like they all ate a fucking Spirit Bomb and fucking got right the fuck back up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, they've got one nice little mechanic is aside from sort of transformations, which are sick. you've got like the surge thingy, which is pretty much it's like a combo meter that sort of like builds up after you've like hit an enemy enough times, then you charge it up, and pretty much you do more damage. What's it with your combos, and the actual like standard attack that like the the punch, you know, that's like upgraded and like it has like a little cool animation for it, which is nice. And like the surge also changes depending on what what form you're using. Whether heck, dogs are going crazy outside. But it changes. Whether you're using fighting in base or Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2, 3, God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. Each transformation has its own like different little animation when you're in Surge, which is cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the combat. It's nice. I'd recommend this game just for that alone. Because most Dragon Ball games are like fighting games, so it was cool to sort of see them try like a different genre. I just really feel like it really needed a little bit more time in the oven, just because I feel like what a lot of people don't sort of realize, what a lot of developers don't realize, is that when you make an open world game, that open world it needs to make the player want to explore, to want to sort of do different things. Outside of the main story, because ideally the side content, the side quests, stuff like that, things that you don't have to necessarily do, those are the ones that, at least in my experience, in a good game, those are the ones you do first before anything else. I'm that guy who does the side quest before anything else. So I really sort of wish like a good example of a good open world would be Red Dead. And that game, you can spend hours just running around, and like you can play the game a couple times and you want to see everything that's like possible to see in the game, from just random interactions and stuff. Dragon Ball Z has Kakarot has none of this. It's pretty much, it just feels like an area where you have to just kind of grind to look for things pretty much, which is and there's so much shit to collect. Like the only ones like I really ever stressed about are like these things called D medals, which pretty much you just use to upgrade your super attacks and to learn new super attacks. And towards end game, they become a struggle to find, because side quests sometimes give you like a lot, and that's the only reason to do them. Not because you actually want like invested in it, and that's like the big failing of this game. What was I talking about? I was talking about the combat, that's right. If I have any criticisms against the combat, I think the big one would be that sometimes it's too easy. Like a lot of because you'll fight someone, say like little boss fights, like say Frieza, and there'll be pretty much there'll be like parts where a little cutscene will like play, where they're like angry because they're about to do a bunch of attacks on you. But a lot of these attacks can sort of just be kind of avoided by dodging left the whole time or dodging right the whole time. A lot of it will be like ki blasts, like they'll just shoot a bunch of projectiles at you. Sometimes they'll shoot like a really big attack, like a giant ball of energy, or maybe like a beam attack, and that's kind of very easy to dodge. And then they kind of power down, they chill, and they're like, oh fuck me, that was a lot of effort. I'm just gonna stand here like a dickhead for a little bit because I can't summon any more energy. So then you just hit them for a bit, and that's pretty much the flow of boss fights. So I mean, my advice to make it challenging would be to sort of, obviously you can't do it with like the main story, because like often they'll give you like support characters that like will help you. But I usually tend to try to be slightly underleveled, just so it's a little bit more difficult, because it is a bit easy, but it's definitely enjoyable. There's also like the little things like beam struggles; those are cool. My only sort of problem with it is, there's more of a nitpick than a genuine criticism, because as a game mechanic, it works alright. That's what it's supposed to. But what I've noticed is the bad guy's beam is always purple. It's always purple. Even if you say, like, for example, you're playing as Goku, and you're fighting Vegeta in the beginning, like the first saga, And obviously back then his attack is the Gallic gun, which is a beam like attack that and it's colored purple, you know. So you'd see Goku sort of blue fucking beam and clashing with Vegeta's purple beam. But then so you think, oh, that's cool. But then when you see like a different character that's say uses like a different color beam, like let's say yellow. If we're in the actual beam struggle, we have to mash buttons to win. That the opponent's beam is always purple, and I know it's a bit immersion breaking. It should match the color of the actual attack that they're going to do. And then there's also I spoke about the support characters. There's also these combos that you can do with the support characters. Pretty much the way it works is you've got like two at most, and you hold R1 or RB if you're on Xbox, and then it'll give you like two possible attacks that each one can do, and you use one of those attacks and like those assist attacks, and then there's a cooldown. But each time you use an attack, there's a little bar that fills up. And once you fill up that bar for for all the support characters that you have at the time, then you can do like a little little combo on a guy, and which finishes with like a giant 3-man beam. You know, like Goku's doing a Kamehameha, so is Krillin, and like maybe Gohan's doing a Masenko. You know, it's I don't know. It's like a Zenkai Rush from Dragon Ball Legends. It's cool, but it's also, I don't know. Like a lot in this game could be better. But then there's also, so that's like the combat, and that's like the main sort of hook of the game, and it is fun. Yeah, I have been a little bit negative, a little bit more, a little bit critical of it, but it is fun. I mean, I played the shit out of this game for like a while, and I wouldn't have done that if the combat wasn't, if I didn't enjoy playing it. But definitely the best way to experience this game is to be on PC. Which will bring us to our next criticism is the fact that the cutscenes or like the cutscenes in the game leave a bit more to be desired. Just in fact, like the actual animations are fine, like they're right, like they're hype, but there's one small problem with them. There's like the music's not that great. Before this game came, what a lot of people wanted was the actual the scenes, the cutscenes to be scored to like the musical score in the anime, like the original, the Bruce Falconer musical score. And what some people on like console had like resorted to doing would be to sort of like go on Spotify where all the Bruce Falconer's compositions are, and to sort of turn off the music in the game and kind of play the music on their phone to try and sync it up with the cutscene, which is kind of shitty, and it shouldn't. The music should have already been in it. So yeah, I say it's the best to play on PC because with PC you can actually mod this in. I forget the creator's name, but there is a guy who did create a mod for all the cutscenes, even the Trunks DLC, where he replaced it with Bruce Falconer's music, and it really does make a difference. Playing through it, sort of like seeing the cutscenes with the music, it really sort of does. It makes it a lot more like sick to like watch and stuff. But so it's a real shame that you have to like go through the effort of getting mods for the game to enjoy it. But I mean, it is what it is. So like that's why I would recommend playing it on PC if that's like important to you. If not, it's fine. It's not like the worst thing in the world, It does kind of it's more it more just enhances like the cutscenes. But I mean, if you played without, which when I first played this game before, like I actually like really got into it, I did play and it was fine, But it is a lot better with the music. And I like as a side, I was so chuffed with this. I even commissioned a mod from the guy who made the music for the cutscenes, and that was simply to make the music for the scene where Gohan turns Super Saiyan 2 against Cell and like fucks his shit up to the Day of Fate music, but the one done by Team 4 Star. and it turned out quite good, and you can download it. Because I also when he finished it, I told him uh, to just make it available for anyone. Like I don't care, even though I paid for it. I want people to sort of be able to sort of enjoy this thing. So now that I've covered what I've fucking just spoken about, the combats and stuff. Now it's time to sort of talk about endgame content, which is after you finish the game, what the fuck do you do then? And there's a little bit of it's kind of barren to be Jesus Christ, to be dead honest with you. But there's some stuff to do. For example, you have a mirror to fight. There's like these villains which are like stronger than normal enemies. They're like kind of like these mini boss fights, like they're optional to do. But after you've beaten all of them, you fight Mira from Dragon Ball Xenoverse, which is like another game if you're not aware. I think initially he was like you only went up to level 100, but after I'm not sure which, but after I think it's like the second DLC release, they like up the level cap, and then there was another update, which at some point after you beat the Mirror, the villains enemies come back, and you clear them all out again. The Mirror comes back, but now he's level 250, so he's a bit more challenging. So there's that. Then there's also in the training, there's this optional fight, this completely new character that they've made up for the game. Is the fifth member of the Ginyu Force, Bonyu, and I was over leveled for this, so this wasn't so hard, but it did seem like quite a tough boss fight. She goes up to level 100. That's like the max. Like they didn't update her, so she doesn't go up to level 250, which is a shame, because this game needs more content at end game. But other than that, then it's just doing side quests to grind D medals, so you can get all the super moves for your bros. There's also you grinding future trunks, because after you finish the game, you unlock the time machine, so you can recruit future trunks back into your party, and you can go back to replay different parts of the story with your current level, which isn't too much fun because they don't scale. So you're pretty much out here. You show up to Frieza, and oh, what's up, Frieza? They immediately go Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan, and just fucking take him out with one ki blast, just fucking ruin his day. But to be fair, you can do that without finishing the game, because of the first DLC, which is the one where which is based on the movie Battle of the Gods with Beerus, and that's when Vegeta and Goku both get Super Saiyan gods. And pretty much how it works is you fight Whis a bunch of times to grind for two reasons: to get new forms, so you can get Super Saiyan before Frieza. And that's what I did, because Vegeta is obviously my favorite character. He's my boy, my sweet Saiyan prince, and I just grinded and got him to the Super Saiyan, so I could fuck Frieza up with him. So he's actually a Super Saiyan. He's not. He doesn't just think he is. But you can fully grind. You can hit level 250, and get Super Saiyan God, and then just run through everybody in the story with just one ki blast. So that's kind of funny, but I wouldn't recommend it for your first playthrough. But after the deal, the second DLC, which gives you the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan form, it also gives this Horde mode, which is kind of fun. Where you just basically fight a shit ton of enemies. And I think then you fight Beerus again, which I haven't done yet. But there's generally not a lot of end game content to keep you busy. Besides a lot of it would be sort of how you individually sort of invest in it, because that's what I did. That's how I kept my interest. And then also something. This is just an aside, but when playing the Trunks DLC, what I would recommend, because this is what I did, was because it's so tied to the Android saga, and it only came out after most people would finish the main game. I was lucky because I obviously played this game after all the DLCs were released. So I would say, because I was even looking for an answer, because I wanted to play because it basically delves into Trunks' origin in the future Trunks' origin. And because it's so tied to the Cell Saga, I wanted to play them both. So I would say start before the Android Saga actually starts. Play the first part of the Trunks DLC where Trunks right up to where future Gohan dies and he becomes a Super Saiyan, and then you stop. Then you go back to the main story and you play up until I don't know, probably up until Cell fucking dies, because and then you go back and you finish off the Trunks DLC, and then that's pretty much the whole Android Saga chronologically played through. But yeah, that's about it. That's about the main points. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say, but I can't really think about it. So I think that's pretty much everything I've covered. So I don't know what to rate this game, because I don't hate this game. It's not the worst game, but it was fun. I enjoyed my time with it. So throwing that shit up on the Jamatron, you'll see it right there. I'd give this game a solid maybe 5 out of 10. A 5 out of 10. So I'd recommend this game, but it's also, I'm not recommending it as oh, this is the best fucking game ever. You need to play this fucking game. And if you don't, you'll hate yourself, because you'll always think about how you missed out. And when you die one day, you'll be on your deathbed thinking, gee fucking whiz, bro. All this time I've wasted. All this time I could have been playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And you don't want to think like that. I'm not recommending if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, you've probably already played it. But if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, I'd fucking recommend it for you. So you've already got that interest. But if you've never, I don't even know if you've never even watched Dragon Ball. I don't even know if I should recommend it to you more, or if I should recommend it to you less. Because if you've never watched Dragon Ball Z, it could be a really sick game, because you play through the story, and you'd see it with you go in blind, and I don't know what that would be like, because at this point, after all the Dragon Ball Z games I've played, I know this fucking story off by heart pretty much. So I already knew what I was going to see. But if you've never sort of seen or played any Dragon Ball Z games, or you never watched the show or any of the movies or anything like that, then maybe I'd recommend it to you more. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, it's a solid 5 out of 10. It's average. It's a decent game. Like I said, the combat's fun, but there's a lot of issues with it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if you're thinking about getting the game, this serves as a good sort of warning, or it's informative to what you're gonna get in the game. And I know I've said a lot of negative things about this game. I haven't been sucking this game's dick, but it is a decent game. I've enjoyed my time with it. It's fun. The combat's fun. It's a good time. So I don't not recommend it. It's decent enough, but but it's also not the greatest game ever made by any means. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just trying to think anything I need to say anymore. Don't think so. Besides, I've been Timothy Jams, and fuck off.